Hi guys, welcome back to the FPL duo. I'm Haas. I'm joined by my mate Jordan, and today we're going to rate the new January signings for the FPL season. A lot of clubs have done some good business, I think, in January, and we're just going to basically rate the new signings, whether you should bring them in, whether you should avoid them, and yeah, just give our rough, you know, our feelings on the signings. There's quite a few signings. I think there's the 13 players we've wrote down. We've made a list of 13 players that we're going to talk about that have been signed, but we're going to go through if we recommend them or not. So, got a comment here from FPL Penguin. He says, "Hey, how you doing,
AFL
mate?
Penguin.
Hope you're well. Thanks for joining the stream." And yeah, so that's the video for today. We're going to rate the new signings and just talk about if you should actually really consider bringing them in and are they worthy of a spot in our team. So, with no further ado, we're going to get into it, and we're going to, yeah, start off with the first player. Who's the first player, John? Who have we got?
So the
Let me just
first,
bring it up actually on the stream.
the first player is probably obvious that we got, but it is Philippe Coutinho. Now,
Yep.
this was a great signing for Aston Villa, obvious reasons. If you ever watched him play in Liverpool, you will know why. But yeah, Philippe Coutinho has joined the Premier League. He's done pretty well since he's come to the Premier League back again.
He
He's
was
got
played one game so far, innit? Is it against
two
United?
games.
Or two games? Yeah, sorry, my
Yeah.
bad.
He's
Two
had
games.
he's had two shots, no assists. He's had two shots on goal, and then obviously scored one goal against Man United.
Hmm.
And his XG per 90 is 3.84, but
Is that including both the games?
it's probably not including both the games, so that's not entirely accurate. It's probably changed, but it's a rough
Okay,
statistic.
yeah, I see. I remember that was after the first game, innit?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll go off it on that. But his price is 7 mil still. His price hasn't
Yeah.
gone up yet, but his ownership has more than doubled since we last mentioned him in the transfer tip video previously. So he is 9.5% on the ownership. So managers are looking at Coutinho at the moment, as he is in the eyes of many managers in the fantasy football now,
Yeah.
due to what I'm about to speak about now, and that's his next 5 game fixtures. Now you can see like it is a wall of green almost, apart from the Brighton game. But we've got That's a mistake.
Yeah,
I
okay.
do
Who's
apologise.
he playing next?
uh,
Who's Because you got Aston Villa on there. I was going to say his fixtures.
yeah,
Let me just quickly check his fixtures.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Sorry, guys.
they do have good fixtures coming up, though, don't they? Aston
Yeah,
Villa, like Coutinho. Out of all the new signings, um, Coutinho is actually one I recommend people look to sign bring it into their team.
yeah.
Um,
Austin Villa
so
have Leeds home
yeah, Leeds at
as
home.
their first game, so that is the first fixture there. And then they have Newcastle away, another great fixture for Aston Villa.
Yeah,
Watford home, another great fixture again, because obviously Watford are in the relegation area, same as Newcastle currently. And you've got Brighton away, which is an orange fixture. It's could be a tough one because it's Brighton.
yeah,
They're not very hard to break down easily, but it's still a good fixture. Southampton home is the last of the 5 game fixtures that they have coming up. So it is a really good fixture run for Aston Villa uh, at the in the future coming up. So it is recommended that a lot of people look at Aston Villa players, especially Philippe Coutinho at the moment. But there is others that
yeah.
people might go for. But yeah, that is the
All right.
first player.
Yeah, so Aston Villa have signed, they've signed quite a few players. I think Coutinho is the first one we mentioned, and obviously we'll come into the other signings. But yeah, the first player on our list that we think out of the January signings that looks good to us is Philippe Coutinho. I think at 7 million is a pretty good price for most teams. And also I like the fact that he's still quite low owned. I know people are probably going to bring him in this week, but what is he at? Less than 10%. Still a differential in my mind. And yeah, I like this transfer. So that's the first one, Coutinho. Moving on to the second player that we recommend you bring in. is Luis Diaz. With Luis Diaz, what would you rate that signing as? Because for me, I think he is a good signing for Liverpool. I think a lot of Liverpool fans are excited with this transfer. He looks like he's a good player. He will bring something new to the team. But in terms of FPL, I think with this one we've got to wait and see how he does, because Liverpool they have five attacking players. They've got Salah, you got Firmino, you got Mane, you got Jota, and now Diaz. That is five players to play into three positions. So with Liverpool now, they've got a lot of options in the forward areas. So with Diaz, I feel like his minutes might be, managed a bit. So we don't know how much game time he will get. Will he come off the bench or, so that's what I mean. Like, we've got to be wary of that. But he's priced at 8 million. I've seen a lot of people say he's quite expensive, but I think he could be a good price if he starts playing. If he plays regularly, which we don't know yet, I think he will start playing well and getting goals. So he's one I'll be looking an eye out on. I don't know if I'll be rushing in to bring him in, purely down to the fact, Mane is his direct, competitor, because Luis Diaz could play on the left. He can also play down through the middle. I think, Klopp could potentially play him through that for the number 9 spot, but I would expect him to come in through the left. All in all, I think we'll wait and see with Luis Diaz. I think obviously his numbers look great. He's been at Porto. I think he's got 14 goals this season, 4 assists. So he's on for a goal contribution every single game he's played in this season. Also played well in the Champions League, 2 goals in the Champions League as well this season. 8 million. You look at Liverpool's fixtures, or Leicester, not a bad fixture. Then Burnley and Norwich with 2 greens, and also a double game week to come in potentially with Liverpool. We will go on to that later on with a double fixture potentially in game week 26. So yeah, I think Diaz is a good pick if you're looking to bring him in. It's just I would wait and see if he gets the game time. So that's the first player. The second player, Luis Diaz. We do rate it as a fairly good transfer in. So we've got another comment here actually. Let me just see someone. There's Chief says hi. How you doing? Welcome to the video on the stream. Also, I want to say, people are in the stream, please drop a like on the video. But yeah, let's move on to the next player, and I'll let you kind of go over that one.
Okay, so the next player is Bruno Gamerisch.
Yeah, Bruno Gamerisch. I mean, I could speak about this one because I've seen quite a bit of him.
Yeah, your house is probably more of a better speaker of this player, but I'll probably just mention the fixtures and the ownership price.
Let me bring up my my screen. I was going to show the stats for this player. So yeah, Bruno Gamerisch. I've got his stats up here, if you can see on my screen. Yeah, you can see that fine, right?
Yeah.
So he played for Lyon. Now he's joined Newcastle. I think it is a good signing for Newcastle. I think he will improve their team. It's just with Bruno Gamerisch, I look at his stats. So he's played 20 games this season so far, and he's got 3 assists. You look at his XA so his expected assists per 90 is at 0.21, so it's not very high. He's also not really a goal threat. I wouldn't say he's a goal scorer, or that's not his role, to be fair. But as an FPL option, I don't know if I'd be rushing in to bring Bruno Gamerisch in. I think he's a good player, and Newcastle fans are excited about this signing. But as an FPL option, I don't know if he is, unless anyone else disagrees with me. Let us know in the comments. But yeah, I don't know if I'd be bringing him in. I think he's more of a defensive player for Newcastle. Yeah, but for anyone that has joined the stream, please drop a like on the stream and also comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. We really appreciate if you can, because it just helps us grow the channel a bit more. But yeah, going on to Bruno still. Yeah, so that's what I think about Bruno Gamerisch so far. Like, I don't know if he's a good FPL pick, just purely down to the fact that he doesn't get many goals and assists. So let's see how that one goes. So yeah, moving on to the next player we recommend is Dele Alli. So let me just actually bring up Dele Alli's stats for you, so you can see his numbers.
And
He
has
hasn't
gone
played
to
much as well, has he?
No, not really for Spurs. He is now signed on to Everton now. For people that don't know who he went to, he has gone to
Yeah,
Everton.
the new Everton signing. Yeah, see, FPL Penguin says, I see Bruno playing in centre mid, but I don't think he'll be a good asset in FPL. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't know if if he's an option. What's he priced at as well? It was at 5. I think it's 5 million. I think the last time I checked. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's on the slide how much he is.
Yeah,
But yeah, he is 5 mil.
yeah. So for that price tag, I don't know if maybe there's more better players. You could bring in like a Ramsey at Aston Villa for like an enabler. But yeah, going on to Dele Alli, just brought his stats up. So he's only played 10. He's only had 10 appearances in the league this season. And he's got one goal. So
That says it all, really, doesn't it?
what's your thoughts on Dele Alli? Would you be bringing him into your team at the Everton?
No, not really. It's probably something like a long-term interest if he becomes more prolific at Everton, because for Spurs you never really saw him play much, and if he did, it wasn't very significant in his position in midfield. He was a bit at the back most of the time, not really pushing forward much.
Yeah.
For Spurs, and sometimes a bench warmer. You never really saw him come on. This
Well,
season
obviously
he was really
he
great.
struggled, hasn't he? He struggled
Yeah.
in the last couple seasons, I say. But with Dele Alli, I do think he's a good player. But with Everton and the way their squad set up, the Lampard, so we don't know what Lampard's going to do so far. He's just come in. So you look at their midfield, they got Donny van der Beek, who we will come on to, that they've got on loan. They've got Dele Alli now. They've got Decore. They've got Gray. They've got Alan. They've got quite a few midfielders. So I don't know who's going to play it. Sorry?
Charlison.
Oh, yeah, he's more up front, though. I'm just in that midfield. We don't really know the dynamic and who's going to actually start. So I would wait until see how Everton do under Lampard. I don't know if I wouldn't be rushing in to get Dele Alli. No way. That's just my opinion. But it is an interesting move for him. I hope he does well. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I don't really want Everton doing well. But yeah, Dele Alli, I like the player. He's had a tough couple seasons, but let's see what he does at Everton. Yeah, not for me.
Yeah, he played well for England, so we have to see what he does for Everton.
Yeah, so I'm skeptical on that Dele Alli one yet. Wouldn't be bringing him in, and yeah, I will be seeing how it goes. So who's the next player we were going to discuss? Oh yeah, Kulusevski.
Yeah,
obviously Kulusevski's priced at about 6 million,
and no one knows him.
Obviously, yes, but it's just I think that it's not a bad price for a player like Kulusevski. I think he will play. I expect him to start most games. But you look at their next fixture, Southampton, Wolves, City's tough, Leeds, and then Everton. So not too bad of a fixture run. I think Wolves and City could be tough games. I do think he'll get game time, and he should be expected to start. But let me just bring up his stats, actually.
Yeah, for people who don't know which club he went to, he signed for Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham, the new Tottenham signing, yeah.
Yeah, because he was Juventus.
Yeah, he's on loan, isn't he? Yeah, on loan from Juve. So I'm just looking at his stats here. He's played 20 games for Juve this season, and he's got 1 goal and 3 assists. I don't know how many of those are starts. I think he's a bench option that's been coming on. I'm not, if anyone knows in the comments, let us know how many of those are starts. But I think he's mainly been on the bench this season, and he's had to come on and try to change the game. But if I look at his stats, he's got 0.31 xG per 90 and then 0.18 expected assists. So, what I think he could be a good pick. Like, I'm not saying go out and get him now, but out of all the January signings, I think Kulusevski might do something. Like, if he gets to play on the right wing, we know Conte, he's been crying out for signings. So now he's got this guy. I think he will play him, and then maybe you can see him come into the side and supplement Kane and Son in attack. And we look at their fixtures. Southampton is quite a good fixture, I'd say, and then it gets a bit tough, but Leeds and then Everton, and also they have a double game week potentially, don't they, to reschedule? I think.
Yeah, they do have one to reschedule. When that happens is
we don't know that right now. Yeah. But I am interested in Kulusevski as a whole, like, to see how he plays, because he's one of those. I think he's left-footed, isn't he? On the right wing, so
left foot on the right wing. Yes.
Yeah, so
very interesting.
I don't know if I'd bring him in right now, but his price isn't too bad. So those are the main players I think we wanted to speak about. There are obviously a few more. So who have we mentioned so far? I want to mention another player, actually. Sorry, I want to mention. Do you remember that? Oh, so what's it? Weghorst. To bring him up. The new Burnley signing. Let me just bring him up. I think that's how you say his name. Wow, Weghorst.
There's a lot of players' names that are very hard to pronounce.
All right, we've got a question here, actually. Chalky Jr. says, should I wildcard this week or not? Well, it depends really on your team. Let us know who you have in your team, so it just gives us a better idea. But I do think this week could be a good time to wildcard if your team needs it. I don't think it's a bad idea. I know a lot of people are considering it. I think I won't personally, but that's me. Yeah, let us know who you have in your team, Chalky, and thanks for the comment. Who are we talking? I was talking about Weghorst for Burnley. So Burnley sold Chris Wood, as we know. Chris Wood went to Newcastle for, was it 20 million? I think it was, or 25 million. And they bought in Weghorst as a replacement. I think Weghorst, you hear me out, I think he could be a good pick for FPL. Let me just see what's his price, actually. Can you check for me what's his price tag, actually? While I just go. So basically, he's played 18 times in the Bundesliga this season, and he's got 6 goals and 1 assist. So his expected goals per 90 is 0.5. And his expected assist per 90 is 0.11. And also, we're forgetting that Burnley have a lot of games that need rescheduling. I think 5 games that we need to reschedule for Burnley. So I think Burnley, Weghorst could be a decent pick. I don't know about you.
I mean, he has potential. Burnley do have potential to come out of their shell, but they have been really quiet in the Premier League. Not really been spoken out of.
Like, if he has a double game week or a triple game week, I don't know if that will happen, but I wouldn't be against bringing in Weghorst. You know what I mean?
He is 6.5.
Never thought I'd say that.
He is pricey. He is 6.5, so he's not too expensive.
6.5 million.
Yeah, for a forward, that's not too bad.
Not too bad for a forward, I guess. And if he does have double game weeks, which we know he will, there's 5 fixtures to rearrange for Burnley, and I think maybe get him in if you're free hitting or for that week.
Because they got 4 fixtures to rearrange. They got Aston Villa.
Oh, is it 4?
Spurs, yeah. Aston Villa, Spurs, Everton, and Leicester.
So he could be a decent pick. Maybe you can nick an odd goal, but I know Burnley haven't been playing that well. It's just, when I see a player with double game weeks and he's scored quite a few goals, 6 goals, not bad. And you'd expect he's like another Chris Wood, isn't he? Type of player, and arguably better than Chris Wood.
Yeah, probably better improvement. He has played a lot of minutes, during Wolfsburg in his seasons consistently.
Yeah, he's probably going to be nailed as well. I'd assume he'd start every match as well, 90 minutes. If he's fit, that obviously. Chalky Jr., he says he has De Gea, Trent, Cancelo, Laporte, Reguilon, Jota, Bowen, De Bruyne, Højbjerg, King, and DCL. Would you wildcard if you had those players?
I don't really think you need to wildcard with those players. I mean, De Gea, Trent, Cancelo, Laporte, Reguilon, Jota, Bowen, De Bruyne, King. I think Højbjerg and DCL are the only players that I would probably not want in the starting team.
Yeah.
But apart from that, the rest of them are fine to have in the starting team. I don't think you need to change anyone else, really.
Yeah, it depends. Obviously, Salah. If you want Salah, and is he going to play against Leicester? Because he's still at AFCON. If he does come back, if he hits the final, then we don't know.
Because he has De Bruyne, though, I think that's a safe option for captaincy, just in case that doesn't play. I mean, De Bruyne,
true.
That's just a little supplement.
That is true.
Yeah, it's a little safe gate there. But it's up to you if you want a wild card this week or not. But with the team you just said, I don't think you really need to wild card at this opportune moment.
Yeah, so going back to Weghorst, I do think he could be a decent option. So if we'll bring up the fixtures quickly. I'm looking at Burnley's fixtures actually on my phone right now. So let me just give me a sec. So Burnley have Watford at home, Man United at home, and then they've got Liverpool, then Brighton, and then Palace. So they have got 2 tough games in that, sandwiched in between those fixtures. But they do have games to rearrange, as we've said. So yeah, keep an eye out on that signing, Weghorst. Maybe if we had the double game week, we might consider him, but I wouldn't be, another player I wouldn't be rushing to bring in.
Yeah, depend on his performance before the double game weeks are announced. I feel like if he does well in those matches, and if he plays every match, then
is there anyone else? I mean, there's not many other players that appeal to me. Obviously, the 13 players that I have on my list, I've got Van der Beek on my list. I mean, we can look at Van der Beek, but I wouldn't really.
Yeah, Van der Beek's a bit of an unfortunate player. Because obviously at Man United, he never really played at all. Look at that 8 appearances for Manchester United in the
8 appearances this season. He's got 1 goal, but we know he didn't play much at Man United. He was pretty much on the bench all the time. But will he start playing regular game time? Get regular game time at Everton? I don't know yet. You'd assume so, but yeah, he's another one. I'm not really looking to bring him into my team. But at the end of the video, we will probably go through our top 3. So I'm going to name you, Jordan, I'm going to name you about 13, 14 players. And then at the end, I'll let you pick your top 3 recommended players to bring in. So out of the list of all the players, you can only bring in 3. Matt Targett. What would you say about Matt Targett? Would you bring him in? He's not played much this season, has he? The Villa left back that's gone on loan to... the Villa left back that's gone on loan to Everton now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he's 17 appearances. 17 appearances this season. I thought he played a lot less. He's got a goal and an assist, and his expected assist his expected assist per 90 is 0.14.
Yeah, he's a bit underperformed.
Will he start though? Because I know Everton bought another left back, Mikhailov. I don't know how you say his name. I forgot how you mentioned his name, to be fair. But yeah, Everton did buy another left back. So,
I mean, they might rotate him around just to see how he does. But I think
so he's not on our list. I wouldn't say, is he?
No, I wouldn't put him on the list.
Actually, this one is quite interesting. Chris Wood. What do you reckon about Chris Wood?
I think Chris Wood is a good player. I think he's a good player in the wrong team. I don't think
You reckon?
Burnley's the right team. Yeah.
Oh no, he's went to Newcastle. He signed for Newcastle.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, he's gone to Newcastle. Then I think he'll thrive more in Newcastle. From that move, Burnley. I felt Burnley was holding them back a bit,
Yeah, fair
but I
enough.
think with Newcastle, I think he'll do very well. I'm seeing good things
You
from him.
reckon?
Yeah, I think so. He'll play more football in Newcastle, definitely, because
Yeah.
obviously got Wilson that's injured still.
He's already played twice, I think, for Newcastle.
Yeah,
He's played twice, and I'm looking at his stats for Burnley. Let me see his stats for Burnley. So, 3 goals this season in 19 appearances. So, I don't know if I'd be bringing him in, to be fair, either. Like, he doesn't really appeal to me much, Chris Wood. Unless, Newcastle got double game weeks and stuff coming up. I don't know if I'd be bringing him in. So, there's another player, it's quite, kind of an avoid. What you reckon?
Yeah, he's one of those players that we got to watch out for when he plays matches. I guess he's like if you wanted to, if he plays well.
Yeah.
But if you don't play well, then it's not really one to look out for, I guess.
Yeah, see how he does.
Yeah, we see how
he does for Newcastle's form. Because what's Newcastle's fixtures looking like? If you can bring him up on your phone or...
Yeah, I could bring him up on my phone.
Oh, yeah. The other player I wanted to speak about, actually, that I am considering bringing in myself is this guy, Luca Dean.
Ooh.
I am considering bringing him in because, we've mentioned Aston Villa's fixtures already, that they do have a nice run of games now.
Yeah, they certainly do. Probably the
can
best.
Can he be a good signing for FPL?
Absolutely.
Right, I'm just looking at his stats. Obviously, he played 13 times for Everton this season. Did no goals, no assists. He's played 2 games for Aston Villa since signing. He's got an assist already, and his expected assist. His expected assist is 0.26. Obviously, in the 2 games, slightly distorted. But before that, it was 0.13 for Everton. But, I do think Luca Dean is a good pick. If anyone's looking to bring in a defender, a lot of people do have a Chelsea defender right now, like Rudiger or Alonso. I think it's quite an easy switch to someone like Luca Dean, especially with the fixes coming up. I do recommend bringing him in. I think he's one that I might look at myself for my team. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's the best time to bring in Luca Dean. There's not going to be a better option any other time fixture-wise. With what teams they have as well. For Aston Villa to get a clean sheet in probably 3 of those 5 games, that's a lot of points missed if you don't have Luca Dean in your team during the next 5 game fixtures, because I think he's really going to get a lot of assists and potentially even score, maybe, because he is attacking left back.
He's an attacking left back. So let's see how he does.
So yeah, there's high opportunity for him. For us.
Yeah, I hear what you mean. Yeah, I think it could be a decent signing for Villa, especially with the way Gerrard wants to play attacking football. And then Coutinho signed now, and then Watkins is still there. So let's see, because obviously Watkins is another player that I bought in recently because of this fixture run. So we've gone through most of the signings, haven't we? We've mentioned Luis Diaz. We mentioned Weghorst at Burnley. Dele Alli and Van der Beek, we're not so sure on still. Coutinho and Luca Dean, the Aston Villa signings, we think they're quite good to bring in, both of them. I think if you wanted to bring in Bentancur, we haven't really mentioned Bentancur, but we mentioned Kulusevski. Bentancur, I don't know if he's an FPL option either, to be fair. I don't think I'd be bringing him in. Just think he's not an FPL asset type player. Like, he doesn't really get goals or assists. So, unless you disagree, I wouldn't be bringing him in, Bentancur. I'll see how he does as well.
No, I would agree with that, unless he changes his performance in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's not much else to say about him. But there is one more player we haven't spoke about. That's been
Eriksen.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I was just literally going to bring him up right now. I forgot about Eriksen. So obviously, Brentford have signed Ericsson, which is an interesting signing because when he was in the Premier League with Tottenham, he was a really good player. Goals and assists. He's a very creative player, but as we know, he hasn't really. I don't think he's played any football since the Euros. We know what happened to him in the Euros, and that was a very unfortunate thing to happen. But now he's signed for Brentford. What do you reckon with that signing? Because I'm not so sure. I don't know if I'm bringing him in. Purely, we just don't know how he's going to perform because he hasn't played football in so long.
Yeah, he hasn't played football in so long. Also, he won't. It's proper certain that he won't play the full 90 minutes either, due to what happened to him. So he will play. He will be playing less minutes, but he'll probably be on free kicks though.
The thing is,
could be good.
The thing with Ericsson, you look at his stats here. So last season, he played 26 games. He got 3 goals, 0 assists. The season before that, 2 goals, 2 assists. The season before that, 1 goal and 2 assists. So the last 3 seasons, he's barely, 2-3 goals a season, which is obviously a lot. It's a big decline from, his Tottenham days when he was getting double-figure goals and assists pretty much every season. But
yeah,
I think it's a tough one to bring Ericsson in, especially 5.5 million. Isn't Mbeumo cheaper? I think Mbeumo is cheaper than 5.5, so I'd rather get Mbeumo in if you're looking at a Brentford midfielder.
That's the problem with Brentford. There's not really a favourable player that you could really go for, apart from Mbeumo and Tony, which don't really appeal still. Even though Tony scored in the last previous 2 matches, but it's not something that's consistent. It's like a random thing that happens with Brentford. Brentford have random goal scorers, for example. You hear about players' names, but you've never even heard of for Brentford that score. It's very
well with Brentford. I think I still think Mbeumo is probably the pick of the midfield. If I was going to get a Brentford player, I just think Ericsson is still too uncertain for me, knowing how he's going to perform, what his minutes are like. It's still very up in the air. So I wouldn't be getting in Ericsson in my team. I don't think. Still quite a risk, but it's good to see him back in the Premier League, I guess, and hopefully he does do well there.
Yeah, welcome back, Ericsson.
And then we spoke about Chris Wood, we spoke about Bruno Gamerisch, we spoke about Target. El Ghazi signed for was it Everton as well, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one either. I don't know how much he'll play. Is he going to play ahead of Gray and the sorts of Richarlison and DCL? But yeah, that's about it pretty much out of the new signings. I think we've mentioned most of the bigger ones that have signed. So
there's been many signings this season.
Out of the players I've mentioned to you, like we've gone through about 12, 13 players.
Yeah.
Who are the top 3 that you'll definitely be keeping an eye on or potentially bringing in your opinion?
In my opinion, my top 3. Well, I already have one of them. Does that count still?
Yeah, mention them anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, the first one would be Coutinho.
Okay.
My second one would be Diaz. Luis
Diaz. Okay.
And my third pick, who could I choose for the third pick? Probably.
I'll say my 3 if you want first. So
yeah,
I agree with you. I agree with you with my first pick is Coutinho, and second pick is Luca Dean. Luca Dean and Coutinho, the Aston Villa pair, I'm definitely bringing in out of the new signings. And then the third pick is a wait and see, obviously, with Luis Diaz. I think Luis Diaz could do quite well. So those are my 3. Out of all the January signings, I think those 3 are probably the ones that I'm interested in. Luca Dean, Coutinho, and Luis Diaz. And the rest, I think, are wait and sees. The only other one I will say maybe, depending on how he does and how he plays, is Kulusevski. I'll watch out on Kulusevski if he starts scoring or getting assists. But other than that, Ali, Van der Beek, who else I've got written down? Chris Wood, maybe if they get double game weeks and stuff. No, sorry, not Chris Wood. Weghorst of Burnley, potentially, if they get double game weeks. But other than that, no, I'm not really too sure. So that's my 3.
Yeah, I probably think my third pick would be Ericsson. It might sound like it's not a...
Over Luca Dean.
Oh, yeah. Forget that. Yeah, Luca Dean.
Yeah, Luca Dean is
I always forget Luca Dean is a signed player as well.
signed this January, obviously.
That was an obvious pick. What was I thinking about that one?
Yeah, you forgot about Luca Dean.
Yeah, I completely forgot. I feel like he's been in it for longer than since January.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think they signed him quite early on, innit?
Yeah, it was like
quite early on in the window January. That was done. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the transfers, rating our transfers. So yeah, this video was just us rating all the January signings, what we think of them, whether you should be bringing them in, you know, should you be avoiding. I think most of them are avoids as of now. Like other than the Aston Villa signings, Coutinho and Luca Dean, we're not so sure on the other players. Whether if they're fixture runs or whether we think they're going to play, there's a lot of doubts. But Luis Diaz is the one out of all the other ones that we think if he plays, he could do well. We've seen his stats. Shall I bring Luis Diaz's stats up?
Yeah, I think a lot of people like to see his stats, including me, because his stats are incredible.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, Luis Diaz, XG per 90 this season is very high, 0.85, and then expected assists is also is 0.24, which is not too bad either. And yeah, you see his shots on goal, 62 shots on goal this season, and 4 assists, 14 goals, man. It's looking good. Obviously, we know it's the Portuguese league, and it will be a bit tougher for him in the Premier League. But if he acclimatizes to the league, which we think he can, I've heard good things about this player. I think Liverpool fans should be excited, and if the fixtures is all, they're not too bad either. So let's see how he does, because I am very interested to follow this player in the coming weeks. But yeah, that's been it pretty much. Also, just want to say, if anyone is still watching the stream, please drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you have any questions for us or any of the players we spoke about, drop it into the chat and we'll try our best to answer them.
Yeah, we'll shout it out and you'll be YouTube famous.
But yeah, guys, drop a like on the video, please. It really helps the channel grow. But yeah, we've been going live for about 40 minutes, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a long video, this one. Just particularly the amount of signings that's been happening this season. It's been numerous amount.
Quite a few January signings. Yeah.
It's been a very productive signing season. I don't think I've had one in a while where I've seen so many signings from different clubs. Even managers it's been as well.
fairly busy. But there's still clubs that didn't do signings, I guess. But
Man United, but I don't think did a signing.
Yeah. So what was I going to speak about? Actually, regarding the deadlines on the 8th of Feb, isn't it? The next deadline.
Yeah, Tuesday.
When are we next going live for the stream? We'll probably we're going to do a team selection video, I think, aren't we, next?
Yeah, we've got to do a team selection video and...
Yeah, team selection and then also, obviously, the deadline stream.
Yeah, the deadline stream. Looking forward to that. Deadline streams.
So let me just shout out our mini league quickly. Guys, also, please join our mini league code. So we have a little mini league that we've made for our channel. It's on the screen if you can see. If you are interested in joining, please please join. Also follow us on Twitter if you haven't already. We are the FPL Duo on Twitter. Also what was I going to say? Yeah, obviously drop a like on the stream too. So that's out the way. I'm going to bring this back on the stream, actually. I think that's it for today, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, that sums up the signings in January that have happened. We've talked about who we like who we probably won't bring in.
Yeah. So yeah, we mentioned all the players we think you should be bringing in, players you should be avoiding, and what we'll be doing with our team. Please do tune in to our team selection video where we will talk about the game weeks coming up and how we're going to line up for, was it game week 24 coming up?
Yeah, game week 24 is.
Yeah, it feels like ages since we had football.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about you.
We're still in game week 23. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like game 23 is finished, but we still got.
Yeah, I feel like it's been ages since I've seen Premier League football. Like,
yeah.
How long has it actually been? I don't even know. You know?
It's
like
been
at least 2 weeks.
10 days, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while. I can't wait for the football to come back, man.
Yeah, a lot of people I think have missed it, and we like to have it back.
International break. I know Senegal are playing right now. AFCON. I haven't watched too much of the AFCON.
No, I haven't really watched AFCON. I've only heard who's gone through.
Yeah, I think it's still 0-0. So yeah, still 0-0 in the Senegal game. It's just approaching half time. But yeah, we're gonna wrap the stream up now. I think we've been going for live for nearly 40 minutes.
Yeah, just over 40 now.
Is there anything else you want to say on the stream, or my stuff's good for today?
I think that's good for today. I mean, we hope people have a better idea now of who to bring in, who to watch out for, and who to not look at, really. That's our purpose of the video.
Yeah, that's it, guys, for our video. Please drop a like on the stream and also subscribe if you haven't already. That's our video rating the January signings. We hope you enjoyed the video, and please, watch out for our next streams. We'll be doing them quite frequently. And yeah, that's it from us today. Hope to see you soon. Hopefully everyone's having a good week. But yeah, see you soon and take it easy, guys. Peace.
Yeah, see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.